Hello and welcome back to another Sophisticated Saturday where together we work through my to-do list and get things done around the house. First thing I'm doing is prepping breakfast for tomorrow, actually. I've been loving these little overnight oat things. You just add milk, add it in the shaker bottle, and set it in the fridge overnight. And I've been taking it on the go with me, especially when I drop the kids off at school or like have a workout class in the morning or something. So I've really been enjoying that. And then we're gonna keep going in the kitchen here for a little bit and work on emptying the dishwasher. But while we do that, I did want to mention in one of my previous videos talking about the quarterly review, and I guess it was the half-year review for 2025, I did mention that I've been thinking about staying at home and stopping or significantly reducing working. And I am going down that path. I'm really excited about it. Owen is actually going to start at a different school where he's just going to go for, I think it's like 3 hours in the morning, 4 days a week. So I think that should be really beneficial for him and beneficial for me as I make this transition from staying at home with 0 kids to staying at home with 3 kids. I am going to keep Henry in daycare for probably a few months just to help with the transition a little bit. I think it's going to be really overwhelming not having family here to help. So I'm going to figure out what his path is going to be and how overwhelmed I am with 3 kids and staying at home. But that's kind of the direction I'm going. So I will keep you all updated with how that works out and how I organize my life as a stay-at-home mom, I guess. I'm also potentially going to be doing just like a little bit of work because it's so incredibly flexible that that's something that I can still do if I want to or not if I don't want to. The next thing I'm doing right now is I just popped into my office. I made these memory kits for my boys and I'm loving how organized it's keeping me, even though they're so young. I just know it's going to be something that I'm really going to enjoy through the years. So I have like a folder for pregnancy, one for newborn, one for toddler years, one for preschool, kindergarten, and then I also have folders at the back for things like extracurricular activities, camp, if they do camp, religion. I have folders for medical if you want to, or memories, anything like that. And I have been liking making these as baby gifts. They're honestly not super cheap to make, especially the folders that I pick. I just really like the colors of these ones. So I order them on Amazon, but I think they're super cute. So I am making them for my brother and sister-in-law. They just had their 3rd baby, so I'm gonna make one for each kid. They have twin boys and they just had their baby girl like a couple of weeks ago and we were going to visit them. So I was getting all of their folders organized and all of the little labels, and I make sheets that go inside of each of the little folders that they can easily fill out to write memories for each year of their kids' lives. And it's like an interview sheet. So it basically has, what's your favorite book? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite movie or TV show? Who's your teacher? What grade are you in? And there's a spot for a photo. So that's really fun. And then it just kind of like limits the amount of stuff that you can keep per year of your kids' lives. So you can keep a couple of art projects in there, or maybe they wrote a poem or something in school and you want to keep it in there, or some certificate they got. Instead of just having this giant box of stuff that your kids have to go through when they get older, handing this off would be so nice. But it, again, also keeps you as a parent organized through all those years of having your kids at home. Next up, I needed to do a little bit of cleaning. So I'm kind of going like lower floor and then we're going to move to the upper floor. The living room looks like this most days at some point. So I picked up the toys while the boys were napping and got everything as cleaned up as possible before moving on to the mudroom, which was also a disaster and needed to be cleaned up as well. Like I said, the mudroom was not ideal. We had lots of shoes sitting out. We always get the largest shoe collection with us, and honestly, the two boys have way too many shoes as well. So I decided to put them all in each of our cubbies, go through some of them. I feel like it's appropriate to leave out some shoes. I know people have strong opinions about leaving shoes out, but a pair, maybe two per person is the maximum I'm okay with. One thing I really wanted to get done today was to set up my indoor garden. I have been obsessed with this idea of trying to create a garden outside. My sister-in-law has the most gorgeous garden beds that they actually built themselves, and they plant things every spring, and they have zucchini and herbs and tomatoes. They even have watermelon and pumpkins, and it's like literally just in their backyard. So she sent me the plans on how to make them, and my dad, when he comes in town, is actually going to hopefully help me try and build some. So we're out for this summer, but I'm thinking next summer we'll be very prepared if we start the building process now, and then I can plant things on time. But I have this little indoor garden that I haven't used. The only downside about this thing that I've noticed so far, I've had it for years, like, I don't know, maybe 3 years, is that it does attract some small bugs. So you'll see I have that little light behind the garden, and that attracts the bugs as well. So it tries to get all of them, and I think it helps. They're truly not bad, but every now and then I see like a little gnat type bug that's around it. So keep that in mind if that's something that you're interested in doing, like a little indoor garden like this. But you will have to stay tuned on Instagram, because I've shared a few photos how I've been using this to cook, and it has flourished, and the plants have actually grown almost to the top of where that bar is so far. They grow so fast. The boys love looking at it and checking every day. They liked watching the green kind of sprout out of each spot, but there's tons of different things you can grow in this one. I'm growing a lot of herbs because, again, I cook a lot and I use these in my cooking. It's so much cheaper than going to the grocery store once you get past the initial investment of the indoor garden. But you can also grow like little tiny tomatoes here. I'm tossing in one for chili peppers that I've never tried before. Some of them are more effective than others. The herbs do really well. And I think some other ones, like I've tried to grow like a little strawberry one before. I got some multi-pack, and that one just completely failed. Sometimes they're a dud. But I did notice that the strawberries, it said on the package, thrive in a warmer house, and maybe our house just isn't quite warm enough or something. I don't know. But the regular herbs do really well. And I also should mention it's completely on a timer, so you don't have to worry about the light or anything. The light turns on and off. It turns on for a long stretch during the day, and then it will turn off at night. Or you could do it the reverse. You could have the light off in the day and have the light on in the middle of the night if you don't like the look of the light. You can do that too. And then it has a really large water reservoir tank, so when we go out of town, I don't have to worry about watering it, because it goes a really long time before I need to refill the amount of water. 'Cause we're both so unashamed. We're not playing any games. It's hard to be. It's hard to be this real. We can play our favorite song, dance until it all night long. Now we're doing the upstairs cleaning. Henry has been pulling all of the little fake moss out of this plant. It's pretty glued down, but he still gets his fingers in there and pulls it and throws it all over the floor here, and of course over the little balcony area. So I have to vacuum downstairs a lot too. I have been putting that plant on the desk that sits right there just so he can't reach it, but I'm hoping he's forgetting about it and I can put it back down again soon, because I hate the look of it on the desk and I like the little pretty plant out. But for now, this is just what we're dealing with. So I am also doing a quick kind of reorganization of the cleaning closet here. I had some of these tools downstairs in our hall closet, and I want that to be more accessible for guests if they come in and want to hang up coats, especially as it gets a little bit cooler into the fall and winter, and not have like all of our cleaning supplies in there. So I made some room in here, and I'm getting our upholstery cleaner and some other cleaning tools that were downstairs back upstairs.
You're watching me steady, I know, wondering why I'm so hollow. You're showing me all of your best while I'm giving you what I got.
The guest room bed was unmade because sometimes we nap in here with the kids, or if somebody like wakes up in the middle of the night and we can't get them back down, we will lay in the guest room, or like in the middle of the day, sometimes Jim on the weekends will nap there just himself, like waiting to see if the boys fall asleep, and then just stays asleep. So I first had to remake the bed, and then I grabbed one of Owen's shirts that has had a hole in it for a long time. I'm using today as the day to just get it done. I'm checking things off the to-do list, and I'm just putting a few stitches in it, and it's not that difficult. Just to take the extra time to repair something, because it's been sitting in the laundry room as a project to do for far too long. Then I was able to get some laundry out. I did a load of whites or lights, as you can clearly tell. And what I like to do is just lay out Jim's clothing. He does his own folding, but I try and lay it out for him. And then I fold all of mine. And then I do our kids' laundry completely separate from ours. But we do like using the guest bedroom. I don't know, it's kind of like this love-hate relationship I have with it, because I like having a space like this to fold on, but also having a second bedroom to do this can kind of encourage you to let things go a little bit longer than they should. So I hate the fact that if you did it on your own bed or something, you have to actually get it done so you can go to bed that night. Whereas with the guest room, it could theoretically sit there for an extra day or so. I needed a little bit of a brunch break, and this has happened in like 2 of my videos. I promise I have fixed the issue. I filmed both of these in advance, so this shouldn't happen again, but I had audio issues, so we're gonna just voice over what I was chatting about. I was having a craving for bagels, and I wanted to try making it 2 different ways. I had been seeing so many different recipes with cottage cheese, so I did one with cottage cheese on it and hot honey, and then another one with cream cheese and cucumber slices and everything but the bagel seasoning. Oh my gosh, the cucumber one really hit the spot. The cottage cheese and hot honey one was still good, but honestly, if I was to make it again, I would do more of the cucumber with the everything but the bagel seasoning, because that was so good. Oh, and I forgot, I did sprinkle a little bit of flaky sea salt on the one with the cottage cheese and hot honey. I was also doing a little bit more breakfast type meal prepping. I made some quinoa. I've shared this before, but I use that smoked salmon stuff. What is it called? Honey Smoked Salmon Company, I think. They sell it at Costco too, but I make quinoa with lemon juice, olive oil, some Parmesan cheese, and then add this smoked salmon with some avocado and a little bit of hot sauce. Ugh, and it's the best, most filling breakfast. After I got all of that prepped and we were done in the kitchen, then I hung out in the living room for a little bit to do some baby book catch up. I will say, with 2 kids and another one on the way, it's just a lot to keep up with all of these quote unquote baby books. I have a pregnancy journal. I am now doing toddler books for both of my boys. Henry, since he's over a year now, he's a year and a half. The book changes from a baby book to a toddler book, and I am trying to just stay on top of documenting all of these things and memories. Since we were talking about making those memory bins for my brother and sister-in-law, this is the other thing I do to keep track of memories and really hope that they appreciate it. I've shared this before, but We just need some time to carve out to catch up with all of them so I stay on top of it, all of the funny little things that Owen says or milestones that Henry's starting to have, all of the pregnancy things that I'm feeling. And honestly, I do already look back at these for myself, or as Owen's getting older, I'm starting to show him his book so he knows about it and likes flipping through the pictures and things like that. So that is basically it for today's video. I was just chilling for the rest of the time that I was filming and while the kids were napping and doing the baby books. So I am going to leave you here. I hope you enjoyed today's Sophisticated Saturday. I hope you get some stuff done this weekend, but until next time, I will see you all later.